Hello everyone. Welcome. Thank you for tuning in to day 8. Day 8. I believe today's the 8th day. Day 8 of the 365 days live with New. And if this is your first time, let me know in the comments. And if you are coming back and you have been following me, then welcome back. I hope you are having a good day today. It is Wednesday over here, and I just finished pretty busy morning, I would say. I had my siblings over. I've had a busy weekend. Beautiful, so nourishing, but also busy. I went to visit my sister in the Bay Area, and then after that, my brother and my sister came over, like right after. And so I was spending yesterday with them, and then today things have been piling on. So I was like, oh, gotta get stuff done. So that's what I did. I ran some errands in the morning. I actually didn't even get to eat breakfast, which was fine because sometimes I do intermittent fasting and that just works better for me. So I went out, ran all my errands, took about 2 hours, did some shopping, and then made my breakfast and started working. And so now I'm taking my walk. I usually love to walk and take care of my body, my physical health as well. I'm all about mental health, but mental and psychological health. But at the same time, you gotta make sure you're taking care of your physical health as well. So I always try to make sure I'm getting in my movement and just taking care of myself physically so that I'm well balanced. So that is what I am doing. So I thought that maybe I could just do the live here. And I know I've done a live walking around the trail around my neighborhood before. So hopefully, I know as of right now, the bars for my service is pretty good. So hopefully you can still hear me and see me as I move into the different aspects of this trail. But yeah, that was me just setting the context. So for today, this morning I was really thinking, okay, what do I want to share with you today? Okay, so for me, there's like so many things I could talk about, and that's sometimes the hard part because there's like so much to talk about. But as I always say, like I always really speak to what is going on in my life right now, what I'm going through, and really weaving in what I've learned to navigate my current situation. And my mentors have called this like how you lead yourself through something, right? And so the last year I was really working on personal power, which is the power to lead yourself through difficult situations, relying on yourself, building that trust with yourself so that when a situation comes up, you trust yourself enough to navigate any situation. You trust that no matter what happens, you have your back. Okay. And so this year, it's 2025. It is still at the beginning of 2025. And I want again to hone in this really crucial point that change or your desire for change really starts at the identity level. Okay, so if this is the first time you have heard of identity work, welcome. It is going to be life-changing for you as it was for me. But if this is not your first time hearing about it, that's okay too, right? Because we all need to hear it multiple times. Like I said the other day, yesterday, the day before, is repetition is so needed. So, so I titled this live New Year, New You, or New Year, New Identity, because some of us, and I'm speaking mainly to the people who are seeking for improvement in their life, not because their life sucks, not because it is horrible. And not because you're not enough, right? I used to struggle with that. I love personal growth. I love developing myself, growing, learning. I love it. Like, it just fires me up. And I used to think that there was something wrong about that because I would always fear people's judgment of me doing that kind of work, because I had this assumption that they would think that there's something wrong with me and that's why I'm doing all this work. And so I want to reassure you that just because you're doing this kind of work doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. It's just the beauty that we get to do this work. We get to grow, we get to learn, we get to experiment, we get to feel all the feelings of being human. And I think that's what's so beautiful. So going back to what I was saying is that people who are into personal growth and development and evolution, every year or every quarter or however often it works for you, we want to kind of envision and craft a vision of who we want to become or what changes we want to see, right? And so today's theme that I really want to hone in on is that identity piece. Like, if you want to become somebody or someone different than where you are now, sometimes we start with, okay, what can I start doing, right? What can I start doing differently? How can I change what habits can I change? What patterns can I change? Can I start eating? Like, all those things that are logically, like, it makes sense. Like, oh yeah, if I want to become a healthier person this year, what can I eat to become healthier? And that's where people start, because that is the easiest, the most tangible, and the most, easiest, I would say, because the version where it's going to be more effective is the version where you have to look at your identity. You actually have to open yourself up, become aware of who you are at the identity level, who you are seeing yourself as, identifying as, because you don't realize that if deep rooted down, you feel like an unhealthy person, you feel like a lazy person, or you identify as like, oh, I'm just overweight, or I'm just unhealthy, whatever comes after I am is going to be your identity. So if I'm just going to take the example of if I say that I am unhealthy, okay, but this year, my 2025 goal is to become a healthy person. So let me eat more vegetables. Let me eat more fruits. But at the subconscious level, if I'm still thinking and identifying as someone who is unhealthy, I may be doing the things that quote unquote a healthy person would be doing, but I still identify at the identity level that I am unhealthy. Okay, so the identity doesn't change for me. Like, it doesn't matter how many salads I eat. It doesn't matter how many miles I run. It doesn't matter how many fruits I eat. Like, I can do all those things and still feel and identify as someone who is unhealthy. Okay, so hello. If you are joining me live, let me know in the comments. I'm just giving an example of identities. So yeah, so if you are starting this new year out and you have whatever goals you have, and of course there's so many goals and intentions, so I'm not going to be able to share all of them, and that's why it would be lovely if you share some of your New Year's resolutions, New Year goals, New Year intentions in the comments so that I can see, and if you're able to share them, then I can, comment or speak on them as I am here live, or maybe I'll make a video afterwards to address that. But what I wanted to say from that is that let me see. I need to take a breather, is that who you identify as is important. Okay, so I think I've made that point clear. And so what you want to start doing, right? Because I want to give you the next steps. What you want to start doing is you want to start seeing that version of you that, let's just say at the end of 2025, that version of you, you want to start not cultivating, you start creating her, like in your mind, a vision, write it out, make kind of like an avatar of her or him or they, however you identify, and start making, I'm going to speak for myself, I will start making a list of the future new in December of 2025 so that I know what so these are the things that I want you to write down or think about. Is when you create that avatar of your future self, you are going to write and think about what does she think, like what are her beliefs, who does she identify as? Like for me, I can see myself in December 2025 identifying as a successful coaching coach and life coach and mentor. I can see myself as a loving and patient fiance for my fiance. I can see myself as a supportive and encouraging sister to my siblings. Like those are the identities that I envision that I want to strengthen or I want to cultivate. Excuse me. So that goes into, okay, so now when you have that, let me go sit down so I feel like I can relax a little bit and finish this part with you before I go back on my walk. Yes, let me take a deep breath. Sometimes I just need to breathe more, like I've been saying on my lives. Hello, if you're joining me live, hi. So for the identity of like who I want to identify, who I am in December of 2025, and then I will identify and write down what does she believe about herself. So those are some beliefs that I'm going to write down. I believe I am capable. I believe I am loving. I believe I am forgiving. I believe I am resilient. I believe I am emotionally intelligent. I believe I make aligned decisions according to my sacral, right? So write down what some of the beliefs of that version of you will be. Like, what is she thinking? What is inside that brain of hers in the future, right? And we are doing kind of like a backwards mapping, right? You want to project out into the future, that version of you, so that you can start living and embodying her before it actually happens. Because there's no way that you can get there if you don't know where you're going, if you don't know what she's like, if you don't know who she identifies as, and you're just waiting for her to just somehow drop into your world, right? You have to start that creation of her so that you can start making your way to her and pulling her from the future into the present. So write what she believes in. Also write down how she feels on a daily basis. Write down what she values. What does she value that you currently don't, that you know that took her to where she is in terms of like being successful in your eyes? What does she value? Does she value her freedom? Does she value time? Does she value family, relationships, money, exercise, healthy foods, right? These are some things for you to contemplate and think about and really tune into your intuition as to what you really want, instead of like, oh, what do you think you should be doing, who you think you should be, right? So this is just like all for you. You're not going to show anyone, you're not going to post it anywhere. This is just for you. And yeah, so you start making that list, and as you make this list, you are in a sense tapping into that future version of you, and you start to get a sense of what she's like. And that way, at the identity level, you can start doing the things that she's doing. You know, what does she do? Like, does she go to the gym? Does she speak kindly to her partner? Does she give freely? Is she open to receiving? Right? Those are some things that for me I'm working towards. So my words this year is reframe, to receive, and something with having faith. So I don't really know what yet, but I just know that faith is going to be a big part of this year for me. And so when I project myself into December, I'm going to think about like, how does she show up every day? You know, like when she wakes up, what does she think about? What does she listen to? What does she prioritize in the day? Yeah, like I just start thinking about what her life looks like, and I start incorporating a little bit of that into my day intentionally. And it doesn't have to be, you know, really big all day, every day. You want to start in small increments, small actions. But again, it's not just about the action, it's about when you wake up, from what energy, from which identity are you? That's a helicopter. Sorry for the noise if it is noisy. Yeah, which energy, which identity are you taking that action from? So for me, I am trying to, and as I'm telling you this, is because I am experiencing it in real time, where I am going to put myself into the future version of myself, where I already have a fully booked coaching business. I am already creating courses online for people to purchase at their own convenience. I am already having a community online on Facebook or Instagram. I am already having full faith and trust in my business that God, the universe, is taking care of me and is guiding me through my intuition, through my sacral, to make aligned decisions. So I have full faith in that. Like, I want to wake up every day feeling open to receiving, and feeling and putting myself in the God zone, as my mentors calls it now, putting myself in the God zone and having full faith that whatever happens in life, I am open to receiving it, and it is the best way, the aligned way for me, whether my human mind wants it to be that way or not. So I try to put myself into that state of being her and moving from that, right? So with me coming on here to do the live, I am doing the live. Hello, say hi in the comments. Hello, food. Welcome, welcome. Um, every time I say well hello or welcome someone, I just get so distracted because I lose my train of thought. But it's gonna get better. I was saying that um every time I am when I wake up and when I become that person, I try to put myself in the energy of that version of me that's in the future. Okay, so I hope all of what I'm explaining is making sense. It is, I I guess this is a really good time for me to get feedback on whether what I said made sense or what I was explaining makes sense. So feel free to let me know. Send me a message if it does not make sense, and I'll make another video, a more concise, condensed version. But all I want to say is that all the goals that you have, you have them for a reason. But what prevents us from getting to those goals is that you don't know the next step. And sometimes we think it's what we have to do, but at the core of it, it's who you are being and who you are being when you are taking those actions. So that's why your identity is the beginning. Your identity is at the root of your change, the things that you want to manifest into reality, right? So I want you to think about that, of figuring out what your identity is. So one last example that hopefully will make it really clear, because um, I have experienced it before, is that I used to, when I first started my business, I used to identify as a new coach. So whenever I met people, whether it's online or offline, in person or, in programs, I would always say, hi, like, my name is New Vang and I'm a new coach, right? That was my identity because I felt so new. Like, yeah, I'm a new coach. And because I was stuck in that identity, everything that I did came from that energy of like, I'm new. So my name is new, but like, I'm a new coach. Therefore, I'm still learning. I don't know enough. Oh, do I have enough credibility to teach on this? And do I have enough credibility to coach this person? Because I'm new, right? So everything I did stemmed from that identity of I'm a new coach. And that wasn't very empowering to me because it limited a lot of the things I did. It limited the way I felt about myself, right? Because after my identity, that created certain beliefs about myself. I had beliefs that like maybe I wasn't good enough yet. And that in itself limited a lot of the things that I could have potentially done. And so there was a point in time where I was like, I caught myself and I was like, I'm waking up every day, repeating to myself that I am a new coach. I am a new coach. And I'm just patterning this belief, this identity into my life that is not serving me. So once I started recognizing that, I stopped identifying as a new coach. And now I just say I'm a life coach and a human design coach, right? I don't say, oh, I'm a new coach, because it doesn't serve me to function from that identity anymore. So I switched over to, I am a successful and fulfilled life coach and human design coach and mentor. So now when um, I just thought of one that was like, is even more empowering for me, which is I am a coach that is on the journey or in the process of creating a big movement. And anyone who wants to join can join along with me and come along for the ride if you are ready for a big movement. I love that. I love having a bigger purpose. So yeah, you see how like just me reframing and putting myself in a different identity shifted like even my whole like energy and the way I spoke about it and the way I felt, because yeah, words are so powerful. And so yeah, I identify as a coach who is creating a big movement, who is on the journey to making a big impact on a lot of people, especially women. And that is exciting. And so from that place, I create, from that place, I dream, from that place, I love, and from that place, I serve. And that is all in alignment. I will have, really empowering, more positive beliefs. I will have, more empowering, I would take more empowering actions, and there's a ripple effect from there. I'll hang out with empowering people, like it just falls into place, but you have to get your identity in check first. So I'm going to leave you with that question of who are you identifying as now in this moment, and is it serving you? Is it serving you? And if it's not, then it's okay. Like, I don't want you to beat yourself up for it. There's no point in doing that. And if it's not serving you, then your next step is to find the next identity that you want to step into and go from there. Okay, so if you need any help or if you want to brainstorm send me a message. But of course, I am a coach. So if you want to do this deeper work, if you don't know where to start, if you want guidance, if you want mentorship, if you want somebody to be on your side supporting you, hello, I am your coach. Um, Send me a DM and we can figure out, and look into and talk about which coaching plan is better for you. If you want to do just one-off session, or if you want to commit to like, a month, 2 months, 3 months, that is always definitely open as of right now. So send me a DM, send me a personal message about, if you are interested to, figuring out your identity and making 2025 the best year yet, right? It's never too late. And even if I'm 33 and I feel like I haven't woken up to life and to awareness until 3 years ago. So, no matter how young or old you are, it's never too late. Okay. And if you think it is too late, then that is also a belief that you can change, right? I believe in believing things that are going to help us, not hold us back, not keep us where we are if we are not happy with where we are. So, yeah, life coaching, mentorship, send me a DM if you are interested and we can talk more there. But I will leave you to that. Who are you identifying as today? And is that helpful? Is that empowering? And if not, who do you want to start identifying as and start embodying moving forward? All right, so let me know in the comments, say hi, don't be shy, don't be a stranger, and I will be seeing you tomorrow for another live. I hope you enjoyed watching today. If you know anybody who would benefit from this live, send it to them, like, comment, share it. That would be greatly appreciated. And yeah, I think that is it. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, and I am going to continue to enjoy this beautiful walk, sunshine on my face, and yes. All right. I think that's it for now.